team like Kyrie and KD, or the Lake Show with King James and AD. Wish I could match him up with the bad boys from the 80s, but no black and white, I need that in HD. HenDawgz.
Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy HenDawgz, and we back to it. You know how we do it. Jerry West. If you tapped in at all with Winning Time, then you would know that he's not happy with the show. Jerry West in the show. I'm not gonna give it away too much, but I'm gonna just kind of say Jerry West is he's very high-tempered in Winning Time, and apparently he wasn't really like that. You know, let me know in the comments if you know a little bit about Jerry West's background, how he was back in the day. Was he a super, high-tempered player? Was he always getting mad? Because that's kind of how he's getting portrayed in Winning Time, and he's pissed. I think he even came out and said something about like I don't think he want to sue Winning Time, but he want Winning Time to come out and let people know that that's not how he was. But I think it's crazy. I mean, you're supposed to know that the show is dramatized, but Jerry West ain't trying to hear it. Him or Kareem, neither one of them are too happy with it. But all because of that, I've been seeing a bunch of that stuff. I'm like, man, let me react to some Jerry West stuff. So before we get into this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure you like this video if you like this video, and go ahead and write something in the comments. Kind of give me some background on Jerry West. Besides, he's the NBA logo. That's pretty much all I really know, is that he's the logo. So I mean, I know he was nice. Like I know he was super nice, but I don't really know too much about him. So before we get into this video though, I want y'all to answer a question real quick. Who is better, Jerry West or Pistol Pete? Let me know in the comments right now. But let's get into this video. We got NBA legends and players explain how scary good prime Jerry West was. Let's get it.
Jerry West, also known as the logo, Mr. Clutch. You can honestly end it right there because his name speaks for itself. But I want to give you an insight into how good he was, because many people, including myself, haven't watched him play live. Or some people watching this video might have caught him at the end of his career. So Jerry West is one of the greatest combo guards of all time. Or you can say guard, since there wasn't a primary position in the 60s. A player was either called a guard, forward, or a center. He made the All-Star game every year of his career, making him one of the 4 players in NBA history to do that. He also led the Lakers to the finals 9 times. Even though he only won 1 championship, you can't really blame him since he did go against that Celtics dynasty majority of the time. And it was not like
1-8 in the finals though? Come on, Jerry West. You gotta get at least 2 or 3 of those. But was Boston really that good? Write in the comments, like, did he really just not stand a chance, or was they battling, going back and forth? Lakers just couldn't pull it out when it mattered. Or was, Boston just way too good for Jerry West?
Like he was playing badly against them too. He was putting some incredible numbers. Like he was playing so well that he won finals MVP on the losing team.
That's crazy.
He's the only player that has ever done that. I believe he's one of those players that can fit in any era, just because of his superb footwork, and he was able to shoot it from anywhere. So I compiled highlights and NBA legends and players talking about how good prime Jerry West was. So enjoy the video, man.
Jerry was the type of player that, would embarrass you. He was so quick and fast. I mean, he'd just blow right by you.
That's Jerry West.
Nice pull up.
Shoot a little bit. He was a guy I did not want to play with, because he was so quick, and he could leap and he could get to a spot, and all of a sudden he's up. You don't even have time to get up and try to block a shot. That's how good he was.
Playing with a Laker team that has the great Jerry West, who was in his twilight, and Wilt Chamberlain, who was in his twilight, and Gil Goodrich was the star of the team, and names that you would even not even know. I can't even tell you who the heck they were. You understand? We didn't have this awesome talent.
Jerry West.
His pull-up jump shot was absolutely
pull-up. I see me and Kobe on the same page.
He's using more of a dynamic pull-up. You see that right there? So Oscar's is using his body, but you see Jerry's kind of like me. He's wiry, kind of uses quickness to get guys off. See?
Nice little up fake.
I use that a lot too. I'm actually watching the defender a lot and trying to figure out what is he seeing as an offensive player to make him do what he's doing, or why that makes sense in terms of what is he thinking at that moment, and why did that move work.
First guard would be it's tough, because Jerry West was a terrific player too. And
Who was that?
never more consistent
Who was that, y'all?
than Mr. Clutch, Jerry West. From the first time he put on a Laker uniform, West showed that he wasn't afraid to take the crucial shot. In fact, he welcomed it.
It's almost like an arrogance that you don't think you can fail. And particularly when the game's on the line, it seems like it's easier.
2 seconds, 1 second, West throws it up. He makes it.
Crazy.
West threw it up.
And that was for the win?
If you do it once, you like the feeling. And if you like the feeling, you want to do it again.
I think Jerry West is one of the all-time greats. There was no player that could stop him in the league. If you played a big player to try and take away the jump shot from him, he'd out-quick him and beat him on a drive. If you try to play a quick player on him so you could take away his drive, he'd shoot over the top of that player.
Jerry would lead the timer, shoot the 20-foot four shot and makes it. Jerry West off of the wrong foot, I believe, ladies.
Jerry West, in my opinion, was a fierce competitor. He was a clutch player.
Red.
Never afraid to take a key shot.
Shout out to the Bird Gang. Where you at? You part of the Bird Gang. Write something in the comments.
In my career, we go over and have a timeout and be a close game or a tie game, and I didn't want to play to be run. Just give me the basketball and let's
get out the way.
And I think that's the kind of attitude.
And he could shoot that ball and he could run that court. Right close by to his offensive prowess was his defensive ability. And to me, Jerry West was the most underrated defensive player in that era.
I was just about to say that too, because I was like, as far as the offensive skills, he got it. They said he had the killer pull-up. He was, super fast, had the handles. Like, he's literally the NBA logo dribbling the ball. So, like, he had all the intangibles on offense, but I was kind of thinking, like, defensively, how was he? But they answered my question. They said, hey, he was underrated on the defensive end too. So this man had it all. So where would y'all say he ranks on your all-time list? Write in the comments right now. Where does Jerry West rank all time? Top 15, top 10, top 20? Like, let me know. Let me know in the comments.
It seemed that every time he was called upon, he answered the call very well. But the talent obviously has to be there. If Jerry had been just another guard who shot it pretty well, or didn't have the moves to free himself or get away from just about any kind of defensive pressure, that wouldn't have worked, and he wouldn't have become Mr. Clutch.
We knew that if we got close in the game, we had a tie game or one down, and we could get the ball to West for that last shot, we were home free. He'd put it in. It was like money in the bank.
Terrible ball. A lot of things, a lot of problems on the Lakers, a lot of coaching changes. Nothing ever disturbed Jerry West. I would always say that you could drop bombs around him when he was taking off that jump shot. And as long as the shrapnel never hit his hands, he was going to sink it. That was Jerry West.
It was only when I began to play with Jerry West that I realized that he was the best I'd ever seen at that position. His instincts
best he ever seen?
were the best I've ever seen.
Jerry, I think, deservedly...
Bob Cousy? That's what he looked like?
Has to be looked upon as...
Okay, Bob Cousy was player.
Perhaps the premier guard that's ever played the game.
Jerry West is probably the finest basketball player that ever played the game.
That's high praise, man. You just couldn't get past them damn Celtics.
Jerry was a guy that just had super confidence, and it bordered on being cocky. He totally confused me, and he saw look in my eyes, one of these looking around, looking for help, and then he just went to work.
Person going to the wire.
It's the Celtics.
We always went to Jerry West. The last shot of the game, he's going to make it. And his nickname was Mr. Clutch.
Jerry West was the equal of Michael Jordan.
Michael might have played the game maybe more athletic than Jerry did, but there wasn't a better clutch player in the history of the NBA than Jerry West.
He was clutch. Okay. They said Jerry West was clutch.
He would let it go, and he would just run into the locker room.
5, 4.
His pull-up was A1.
Everyone knew Jerry West was going to get the basketball. Before Jerry West shot the basketball, he would always boom, 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 dribble the basketball really hard.
So what y'all think about that? They kind of just straight ignored Larry Bird. They said, Michael Jordan was this super great player. He's a clutch player, but Jerry West is the greatest clutch player of all time. Kind of threw Larry Bird over to the side. Let me know what y'all think about that. Was Jerry West a more clutch player than Larry Bird?
Boom, boom, boom.
Bang, bang, shoot. Bang, bang.
I mean, drive
Bob
stuff
Knight.
up, form, yeah.
You would think that he wasn't that quick, and he was. You would think that he wasn't that aggressive, and he was. You would think that he wasn't that strong, and he was, and the guy was a smart player.
He got all of his accolades because he was such a prolific scorer. But people who knew the game, who had to play against him, respected how good he was defensively.
I ain't never heard of Dave Bing, but they say he an NBA Hall of Famer, so that's what I need y'all for, man. I told y'all we always got a job. I got my job, y'all got y'all job. My job is to react, y'all job is to give me information. So who was that? And he was a Hall of Famer, but give me his stats. I don't even remember what his name was. What was his name?
Knew the game.
Dave Bing. Yeah, give me his stats. Let me know who this Dave Bing guy was. I think I should know all the NBA Hall of Famers.
There would be situations where you'd come down 3-on-1 with Jerry West, the only defender, and you were afraid to do anything with the ball because you knew he'd have it going the other way with it.
Hated losing more than any man I've ever been around in my life. Running off the court to the locker room, I see this guy West dribbling up the court with this hell-bent look on his face. You know, I was like, what is wrong with him?
2 seconds. 1 second. West throws it up. He makes it.
It's the most jubilant I've ever seen Jerry West. He knew the Mr. Clutch had hit again.
Chick Hearn.
If he had a bad game, he did not rest. And believe me, having room with him, I can tell you this unequivocally. He did not rest until he rectified that bad game.
It was only when I began to play with Jerry West that I realized that he was the best I'd ever seen at that position. His instincts were the best I've ever seen.
Laker Nation, stand up, man. Where you at, Laker gang? Write something in the comments, Laker gang. Elgin Baylor right there. Ooh, the pull-up. We getting some HD clips right here. Okay. We getting some HD clips. That move was just so nasty. So Wilt Chamberlain, Elgin Baylor, and Jerry West. I feel like that's a good enough squad. So with those 3 players, with Wilt Chamberlain, Elgin Baylor, and Jerry West, that still wasn't enough for the Celtics. Did the Celtics just have way more players than that? Because those 3 I feel like are Hall of Famers. So I feel like that should have been enough. Should that had not they should have got more than just 1 ring? Let me know in the comments. I don't know who else they had though. We just getting some clips right here. No talking, just straight buckets by Jerry West. Oh my God, the pull-up. He was ahead of his time. People doing that now, not in 1950. Pull up. Get it, Wilt. Oh, Jerry. That's something else. Elgin Baylor looked old at this point. Like he was already like 40. Playing at the Forum in Inglewood. The Forum in Inglewood, iconic arena. Okay, Wilt. Good pass, Wilt.
So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. And tell me, where would you rank Jerry West on the all-time list? So make sure you like, share, subscribe, show love to the YG gang, and I'm out.
Another great video by Young Gala. He always, come into clutch with these videos. Give me great videos to react to. So shout out to him. I appreciate him. Good job, bro. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I'm probably gonna start doing more Jerry West videos for sure. This was like my intro to Jerry West. Yeah, if you enjoyed it, go ahead and like that video. Go ahead and write something in the comments. Go ahead and write, like I said, where does Jerry West rank on your all-time list? And yeah, answer my question before too. Who was better, Jerry West or Pistol Pete? Let me know in the comments. But I hope y'all enjoyed that video. Until next time, man. We out.